Well, hello there, everyone. Talk about for the difference between digital and for graphic though, like anything about what's called graphic designing. And you have right here is this right here will be a T-shirt right here that I with him and it worked right here. I talk about for digital right here, and you have right here of talking about for Futures Born for 2018 right here. So I know that a lot of times it go by the question about is exactly about exactly what is the difference between digital and a graphic, anything about what's called graphic design, and I can maybe use right here as a remote control right here. The remote control right here would also represent is like another way of how we call for digital is to where that the source of study basically talks about getting the information together before it's actually before the rest of the few other steps that's in the training process, such as if it's English training or maybe other source of information like programming, tuning, remote control, and have right here's this converter box right here. I'm sure we've seen this converter box before with the converter box. It's basically a way of how to be able to watch TV and have the new connection, the new connection, audio connection connector cables it is, and so you have right here is the connection cable right here, and the front of the box, and then you have right here is the back right there for digital, and then you have right here talk about with the t-shirts right here, and I know that in case of any gals want to ask me too that really what is the difference between digital and graphic, and if it's web development, and if we've all heard that before about talking about the World Wide Web. Exactly what does it usually mean for World Wide Web? It basically means is that the way of how to be able to have access to the information from websites, from a business or a personal computer. So it's basically that they be able to have access to this information at your own time, or if anything for business reasons. So in case if somebody asks me that about digital though, between graphic work and web development, anything that involves working with computers and programmings, and so it seems like that's like what's called level 1 compared to level 4. Level 4, a lot of it associated with if it's executive or working with the English, the documentation, that's all your HTML work and all that. But anyway, those sorts of study. But you have right here. You got right there's the T-shirt right there, and also talk about your boys and girls right here. Yeah, about how many girls do you think there are going to be graphic artists and compared to the digital designing? As I say, that the boys would be doing the pictures, but then a lot of the gals would be doing the speeches and as well as handling the documentation and all that, or maybe if it's anything about what's called executive, or maybe just somebody that's there to just talk about certain things during the meeting. But just I talk about for the difference between graphic and in digital, huh? But you have right here, God's promise for the graduate right here. So this right here would be a gift right here for the graduate right here, and then talks about the different saying so far saying about to the graduate right here, and this right here you'll be like the Bible. This right here will be the Bible right here. If we can all see that right there, that talk about for son of Matthews right here. So I know that talk about for Matthew though, that sometimes it's like want to know about for what we call a digital Bible. We use this to where that that you just that you would be able to have access to this even from your electronic device and be able to read it. And some of those Bibles, some of those books, some that would be harder to read, and you would have the option to where you can zoom in and out on the book though. But really though, exactly what is a lot of times what does the Bible I wondered that a lot of times too. What does the Bible say about son? And sometimes it's like a son of Bethlehem or a son of Abraham or something like that. That talks about son, the son of Matthews. So I know I have right here is this chapter for talk about from Matthew right here, and I talk about in the Bible though. It's like talk about the truth of the matter, and it's like say that digital is not really in the Bible. Digital is basically another way of how to provide the information to readers or anybody that wants to get certain copies or maybe certain spread outs, page layouts of a certain page or some sort, how to be able to view documents and how to share documents. But still, to talk about for digital Bible and as well as other sorts of use for digital technology. And I know that some people actually say too is to where that really between the original and then what has been copied, like what has been edited and what has been created. So I guess those are like two different things to where that for what cannot be changed on a documentation and what can be changed, what can be revised so far as compared to the original, and then for what was recreated, using anything about what's called the software programs. But anyway, but you have right there is the Bible right here. But I was like wondering too that looking at the Bible right here, and just thinking as to where that that this Bible right here will be a gift right here. But talk about with the Bible right here, that the Bible that talks about Son though, and that Son to know about for when Jesus heard, and so forth, saying this to them, that it talks about the Son of Mary, so the Son for Joseph, but it talks about Son, and I know that that looking through the Bible that say Son, from Matthew's right here, that I was like a lot of times wondering too about what the Bible has to say about Son, and it seems like that that does the Bible really talk about anything about what's called the source of education, or mainly about being free from sin, and I know that the Bible talks a lot about the person about Jerusalem, about the birth of Christ and all that, but still anything about forgiveness and all that, but still though that I like wondering just a little bit too that anything that involves anything about what's called jobs or anything about honesty and in relationships, anything that is related to like love in a matter. But anyway, but you got right there, it's like you have this Bible right here, and then, but still though that I know that talk about with digital though, that with digital that sometimes it seems like that you might meet some ladies that might get interested in that source of career, and well, I know too that a lot of times it's like digital. Digital basically means like a new source of a way to look at technology, our future, But, anyway, talk about between boys and girls and the amount of love and support that we give also. But anyway, but just a better understanding the source of education as well. But anyway, thanks for watching everyone, and have a great day.